Okay. I suggest we start with Mrs. Caterina Caput, if you agree to say a few words about yourself. Yes?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm Caterina Caput. I'm from Italy, from Rome. I'm a lawyer, and my specializations are labor law, real estate law, and immigration law. I'm in WOLEP from, I don't know, 2 years, I think. And I'm very interested in the real estate department, and I hope that we will have some connection. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Caput. Next on my screen is Mrs. Andjela Rajković. Would you agree to say a few words about you?
Yes, of course. Hello all to you. I'm Andjela Rajković, attorney in Podgorica, the capital of Montenegro. I know that I'm the first member on WOLEP from the Montenegro, thanks to Mr. Cosma and Mrs. Elena. My special practice, I can say that in our country, the most attorneys, it's not special for some areas. We 19% of us doing almost all legal areas in our country. I am attorney at law for less than 15 years in my country, and I'm working in labor law, criminal law, real estate, commercial also, insurance law, and other stuff. In this period, I'm the most working in labor law, criminal law, and commercial law in this period, but it's not the same period, and sometimes I'm doing in the other areas. I'm the member of WOLEP just a few months, and I'm very excited about that. And I hope so that we will collaborate and connect to each other. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next on my screen is Mr. Mohamadou Aminou. Hello, Mr. Mohamadou. Your mic is off. Your microphone is off. We cannot hear you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Are you getting me now?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Okay. I am Mohamadou Aminou. I'm originally from Cameroon, but I'm practicing here in Rwanda, Kigali. I've been member of WOLEP since I think 2021 or 20. I think Teodor would know that better than me, I think. I'm mostly a corporate lawyer. I'm practicing with companies in their daily businesses with a major occupation in IP laws, intellectual properties. And I think, as have said Miss Andjela, I hope that I am pronouncing it very well. It's not that common to be a specific practicing lawyer within a specific domain of law. Usually we are trying to do whatever our clients he was at assignment, or I don't know. But as a matter of choice, I'm mostly practicing within the civil law, like corporate, commercial, this kind of stuff. I avoid to deal with criminal law. I have to say this. So this is my area of expertise, and I'm very, very happy and thrilled to be among this group. I'm very keen to get to know more about the real estate law okay. Thank you so much. That's it for me.
Thank you to Mr. Mohamadou Aminou. Next on my screen is Mr. Romeo Cosma, but I would like to take the liberty to say a few words about him on his behalf, hoping that he doesn't mind. It's okay? Okay. Mr. Cosma has over 26 years of legal expertise. He has been managing his own law firm for more than 22 years with offices throughout Romania. His law firm has been practicing business criminal law and also promptly handling clients' general needs, such as real estate and commercial transactions. Mr. Cosma has been focusing on white-collar crime, corruption, and economic offenses. And he is also a WOLEP network coordinator. Thank you, Mr. Cosma, for being here today.
Hello, thank you very much for the presentation. Because I don't speak very well English, and your hope it's very good for me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cosma. Next on my screen, I have Mr. Kamil Bechta. Mr. Bechta, would you care to open your microphone and say a few words about yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. You hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Okay, thank you. My name is Kamil Bechta. First of all, thank you for invitation to this roundtable and to give me a chance to participate in this project. I am a lawyer from Poland. I am an advocate, attorney. I practice in my area of expertise are real estate, commercial law, company law, and in broad terms, civil matters, also including IP law. I see this project, this WOLEP. I am in this network since April 2022, I think, or March 2022. I see this network, this WOLEP network, as a great opportunity to be in touch with lawyers from other countries and to find a contact when our practice need to consult or to give a case of my clients the other country, but also to participate in some project which requires international cooperation, because in nowadays many cases are connected not only with one area of legal jurisdiction, like in my case Poland, but in many cases many transactions requires knowing of many legal systems. So therefore I think the idea of WOLEP will be very useful in the everyday practice. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.
We hope to. Thank you very much, Mr. Bechta. Next on my screen is Mrs. Magdalena Sobolewska. Hello again.
Hello. My name is Magdalena Sobolewska. I'm an attorney at law from Warsaw, the capital of Poland. I specialize in commercial law, labor law, GDPR, and also real estate law. I set up a new law office this year with my colleague also from Warsaw, who specializes more in family law. So we are a team of lawyers with comprehensive faculty. I am new in WOLEP, so thank you for joining me, inviting also to this roundtable, and I hope I will have opportunity to know you better and to maybe collaborate with each of you with some common projects.
Thank you for being here today, Ms. Sobolewska. Next on my screen is Mr. Strahinja Selakovic. Hello again, Mr. Selakovic. How are you?
Hello again. Hello, dear colleagues. Nice to see you all and meet you all. I'll be very short because I'm on the road, so I just stopped by and I have only 6% of battery on my cell phone. So I would just use a minute to say a few things about myself, and I will ask for the video if you can send me later, because apparently I won't be able to follow the whole roundtable. I'm a lawyer from Novi Sad. Novi Sad is the second biggest city in Serbia. I am practicing law for 14 years now, upon which 12 years I'm a lawyer and 2 years as an apprentice. And last 8 years I spent most of my engagement in real estate, following few major clients, few major construction companies in Serbia. And through the projects, we did big investment projects. Right now, for example, we are working on a project which is under construction, like 3 big public garages in Novi Sad, which is like 45 million worth of projects, and it's a concession between the city of Novi Sad and private partners. And apart from that, I'm just giving an example what we have done so far. And apart of that, like building complexes and and other stuff, like anything related to construction. So I'm very interested in being part of this group and roundtable, especially because I feel that we can help each other in the terms of getting to know what we need from other countries, since, like the colleagues before me said, that projects nowadays usually, and companies nowadays usually don't just do business in one country, but they spread around in different styles. So thank you. If anything needed, you have my contacts. And now my screen is getting darker and darker, so I will say hello to everyone once again and ask you for a video afterwards, and then I can follow up. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Selakovic.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We very much appreciate that you took your time to be here with us, even though you are on the road.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next on my screen is Mr. Mihai Deleanu. Mr. Deleanu, would you care to say some words about you? A few?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Mihai Deleanu. I am a lawyer in Galați, Romania, and I'm practicing civil law and commercial law.
Thank you, Mr. Deleanu.
Thank you.
Oh. Next, Ms. Irina Horoi. Can you hear us? Would you care to say a few words about you? Yes?
Sure. So I am Irina Horoi. Nice to meet you all. I have been a lawyer for 7 years and I work at Cosma and Associates. I am very proud to be a part of Mr. Cosma's team, who is our leader. My specializations are in public procurement, GDPR, as well as general areas such as civil and commercial law. So I don't know what to say else. I would like to get to know you all and to understand how is the experience of practicing law in your lives.
Thank you very much. We are very happy to have you here today. Mr. Calcan Daniel.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Calcan Daniel Alin. I'm a lawyer for 3 years in Bucharest Bar of Law, and I work in criminal law, only in criminal law. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Calcan. I don't know if Mr. Teo Ranić can hear us. He has his camera off.
Yes, hello.
He can hear us. Hello.
I'm listening everything, but I'm also on the road because here in Croatia is vacation, so I'm here, but not with the video. So I'm Teo Ranić. I'm already in Croatia, Rijeka, in Croatia. What I'm doing is civil law, commercial law, and real estate law is my main area. I collaborate with some real estate agency, so I'm looking forward for today roundtable, because I was already here with you in sports roundtable, and it was a really nice conversation with a lot of ideas and future plans. So I hope that the same is going to be today. Glad to be with you, and that's all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Ranić. And the last one, Mrs. Elena Vladu. I don't know if she can see us, hear us. Would you care to say some words about yourself?
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to see you all, especially
Also.
part of my colleagues. It's a great pleasure. And also to get to meet other colleagues from other countries. In a couple of words, I'm a lawyer in Romania, Bucharest Bar, for 10 years. I also share this area of expertise, meaning real estate. I also do construction law and also public law, meaning administrative law and so on. Regarding this round table, it's a pleasure, because I think it's a great opportunity to get to know us better and to also share projects. So thank you for this opportunity. It's a great idea.
Thank you very much. So now I will leave the floor to Ms. Carmen Cârcotă. She will give us a presentation and share more from her expertise. Ms. Cârcotă?
Thank you, Ina. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. I'm very excited to be here. Thank you very much, Ina, for introducing me, and I would like to thank as well to all the colleagues for introducing themselves. I can say that it's a pleasure to meet you all. Now, I think I would like to propose to further approach another topic in our discussion. And I think a good topic would be to talk about the national specifics in the real estate field, information about the national real estate market, the activities performed by the lawyers in this field, and the stages they are involved in. Do you agree with this topic? Okay, so I will start first. First, I would like to present you the situation in Romania. So, as regards Romania, the economy has some ground to cover compared to other countries in the European Union, and in this context, there are plenty investment opportunities. These opportunities are available in particular in industrial and residential sectors, as well as in retail and office premises. So if you have clients in these sectors, it is good to know that Romania offers good investment opportunities. We have here real estate agencies that can find good lands for the investors. We also have a good financing system that can, the bank system that can provide the financing for the developers who wants to invest in real estate project in Romania. Therefore, all the conditions are in place for significant investments here. In general, as regards the steps for carrying out a real estate project in Romania, It starts with establishing SPV to carry out the project in Romania. This is the first step. A second and a very important step is to secure the land intended for development by signing a pre-sale agreement or a memorandum of understanding. After securing the land, it is very important to find out if that land has any issues. In this step, it is necessary to verify the legal and litigious situation of the land. In general, this step is finalized by a due diligence report where the client is informed about all the risk related to that land, if any. If the conclusion of that they are positive, the next step is to purchase the land or entering into another contract that allows the developer to build on that land. After the construction, the construction is made, the final stage is disposing of that real estate project upon completion by signing a lease or sale agreements with the final beneficiaries of that real estate project. This would be the main stages of the real estate development in Romania, and the lawyers are involved in each of these stages by providing legal consultancy, drafting and reviewing contracts, negotiating the contractual terms, conducting due diligence. So it is very usual in Romania for investors to seek legal assistance for the development of real estate project. So this is how the situation is, general situation is in Romania. And I would like to know how the things are in your countries. Would anyone like to start to present the situation, the national specific situation?
Please feel free to open your microphones because it's a friendly conversation. Any volunteers?
I have not prepared a speech.
You don't need a speech.
Okay, I have not prepared a speech, but I can say something. Here in Italy, real estate market has increased from the COVID time, okay, and there are a lot of opportunities for me, especially in the residential and commercial properties. Okay. There is also a special permesso for people that do investment here. So if a person buy a house, for example, here in Italy, that person can have residential permit. Residential permit is okay. Residential permit, and can stay here and move here. This speech is obviously for people that are not in European Union, okay? for countries that are not in European Union. So if you all have investors that need Italian residential permit, or that need to go around Europe, all Europe, we can think a strategy with an real estate investment. Stop for the moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mrs. Caput. Okay, would anyone else would like to say something about the specifics in their country? Mrs. Magdalena, for example.
In my opinion, real estate market in Poland is increasing, but in a way of leasing properties, commercial properties, and leasing apartments for people to live in, rather than building new houses or apartments. It's because of COVID situation and huge inflation in Europe, and especially in Poland. There are less and less new buildings, but there are many apartments and other properties to let. And so the prices for leasing properties are higher. And of course, there is a huge competition in that market. And sometimes there are very only few offers, and many people who wants to let some office, and then we have a problem because people are not reading these agreements because they are in a hurry, and that's why we need to mind especially huge companies to read agreement carefully before signing.
Okay, thank you very much. Could you please also present to us which are the activities performed by a real estate attorney in Poland?
Once again, please.
Which are the activities performed by a real estate attorney in Poland? In which kind of project are they involved? What is the steps of a transaction, for example?
We can do due diligence of real estate, so verifying legal situation of land or building or apartment. Then we can prepare all legal documentation, for example, lease agreement, for example, verify development agreement, and mark all the risks regarding that agreement. We can also help with selling real estate and check the documentation and prepare a good agreement with good clauses for our client.
Okay, thank you very much. I would also like to know, how are the contracts in your country, for example? If the contracts are very complex, they are regulated deeply, or are simple contracts? How is the... It's usual.
Could you ask in another?
Yes, because I would like to say that in Romania, for example, the contracts are very well regulated on plenty pages. because this kind of contracts are also requested by the client and also by the bank. And it is good to have such contracts very well regulated for court in case of a litigation, because in such a way you can have a more predictable decision from the court.
We have a few regulations. For example, when it comes to development agreement, we have special act which regulates what main points should be written in such agreement, but the rest is invention of developer. Of course, we need to, on the one hand, check the regulations from the act, but on the other hand, check what is best for our client and what developer wrote in his agreement, which can be risky for our client. And on the other, and when it comes, for example, lease agreement, we have in our Polish regulations only a few articles about how to create such agreement. When it comes to entrepreneurs, and it's the rest is totally free. Of course, in the in the frame of our Polish law general regulations. But here we can write many clauses which are good for our client or are not profitable for other side of contract.
Okay, thank you very much. It was very interesting.
Could I add some words about Poland?
Yes, sure.
Magdalena perfectly described the situation in Poland and this how the market looks like in Poland. Just to add a few words that regarding this developer area, there is a new bill from Parliament which came to life, which is binding since the last year. Yeah, and from the business perspective in Poland, I think it is vital to keep an eye on offers for business real estate, yeah, and for the real estate for physical person to, like Magdalena said, to lease or to buy. I think these two types of markets vary regarding prices and the terms of the buying the estates. And last but not least, when it comes to the buying the real estate for foreigners, there are some limitation, yeah, resulting from the Polish law. Now it's not the theme to describing this in deep details, but it is good to have an awareness that some limitation exists. And also when you want to sell estate with agricultural aim, yeah, with such type of using of such estate, also there are some limitation in the process of selling. So I think this only few words of my commentaries to this Magdalena's brief description of Polish situation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Teo, could you say something about the specific situation in Croatia? as regards the real estate market and the activity of the lawyers in this area?
Yes. So in the European Union, almost all countries have the similar regulations because citizens of European Union can buy building land, houses, apartments, almost in the same way without limitations. About agricultural land, there is some kind of difficulty in Croatia, so the foreigners cannot buy agricultural land. It's only for Croatian people. Companies can buy also houses, apartments, land, and companies can also develop big projects here in Croatia without any limitations. About contracts, it depends from situation to situation. Sometimes it's short, when it's easy contracts between two physical persons. When are the biggest project? When there are bigger projects, of course, then are the contracts have more pages, and it's kind of complicated because we want to put all the articles that will go in favor of our clients, but all in all, it depends from situation to situation and from project to project.
Okay, thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Okay. Is there anybody else? Mrs. Andjela?
Yes, I
Okay.
I
Thank you very
wanted
much.
to say something. I don't know, but I don't know. Do you know? Maybe knows a colleague from Croatia, but the Montenegro is a country that lives from tourism. And in our country, more Croatian companies are doing construction in our country, especially in Syrias. About 10 years ago, maybe more, in our country came Russian people and doing construction and buying real estate in our country, especially in Syria, as I said. On the last period, Ukrainian people and companies doing construction in our country, and also Turkish companies. And I don't know why is that. I suppose that is easier for them in our country to do that, not in their maybe countries. But I'm representing some construction companies, and I'm working with Persian people also that they came to our country. About contracts in that area in real estate, as said the colleague from Croatia, is the similar in my country. Sometimes are very complicated contracts that are needs to be signed in notaries offices because of security in a future period, because maybe if there's some problem and that they are need to go to court to finish that issue. And sometimes not. It's not a law obligation to sign the contract in notary offices. Only when is the subject of that kind of agreement is some concrete real estate, but in other cases not. But I always suggest my clients to sign like that agreements to the notary office because their security and safety their jobs, and it's like that in my country.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you have any clients who are interested in investing in project in other countries?
Not in other countries. I have some Frisian companies from Ukraine that investing in our country.
Okay. It's very interesting to find out such details of the specifics of each country and about the activity of the lawyer in real estate. Okay, and I think
if I
yes,
may intervene,
please.
sorry, because we also have Mr. Fokalbo Cogito. He's a
Okay.
French speaker, but I can translate for you if it's okay with everyone. Donc,
Sure.
Monsieur Cogito, si vous pouvez dire quelques mots sur l'état de l'immobilier dans votre pays, et puis je vais traduire pour nos invités. So I will translate for him. Vous êtes là? So probably there's a technical glitch, but anyway, if he decides to open the microphone, I can translate. Thank you. Thank you, Carmen.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Aminou, would you like to say a few words?
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. And actually, here in Rwanda, before 2021, foreigners are not allowed to own the land, or at least to buy a land here in Rwanda. And there is a law in 2029, and in its Article 16, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this article repealed the previous law and states that foreigners actually can buy land in Rwanda. And when it comes to develop and to buy or to own land in Rwanda, we have to make a distinction, I think, between the public domain and the private domain. And I think it's almost the same policies in every country, maybe. When it comes to the public domain, no matter how, I mean, whatever the request is, either a foreign or a Rwandese, we only can have an emphatic lease for 99 years, renewable actually, to exploit the public domain when it comes to the land. So in the private domain, on the contrary, still there is limitation about the portion that a foreigner might actually own here in Rwanda. And when we talk about residential plots or lands, a foreigner is allowed to have, like, I think, 300 square meters for the purpose of the residential land construction. And if a foreign person or a company wants to go beyond this limitation, they might actually have to submit for the business, not business, sorry. How do they call it here? Sorry, they call it, sorry, let me. So when it comes to, I mean, when a foreign wants to go beyond the limitation, he actually have to request the Rwanda Development Board to deliver an investment certificate. Yes, that's the word. An investment certificate that would actually allows him to buy the the land that he wishes for the purpose of his investment or to develop like condominiums, this kind of stuff. Okay. And when we talk about lawyers in Rwanda, as you've mentioned in your country, Carmen, lawyers here are actually here to accompany the clients in the process of doing this. Because Rwanda being a small little country, all the lands here are actually digitalized in what we call the UPI. Every piece of land has a number, a UPI, unique property identification. So that everything being digitalized, lawyers are connected within a system with the Ministry of the Land, so that within your computer, you might actually be able to vet if the land is covered or mortgaged, actually, on behalf of your client, you know, when it comes to the due diligence. So once this step is done, lawyers actually are at the premises of drafting the contracts for the buyer and the seller. And when this step is done, the contract actually must have to be signed in front of a public notary. This is mandatory in Rwanda. And I think when this is done, we have to go to the relevant authority to make the change within the name of the owners. And when this is done, I think this is it global. I think I've summarized in a few words what is the situation here in Rwanda. Thank you so much.
Carmen, ai microfonul închis.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay,
Yes,
so
we
thank you, Mr. Aminou. I was saying that it's very interesting to share such information between us, because in this way we can inform and convince our clients to invest in other countries. We can tell them more about the specifics of different countries. And why not to collaborate with other attorneys from the WOLEP network in performing their investments in other countries. Okay. Okay, so
Okay, Carmen, thank you very much for every idea in your discourse. It was a pleasure for me. And you know, maybe the success depends exclusively for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Romeo. And what I wanted to tell everyone, all of our guests, regarding collaboration, which is obviously a key aspect in the real estate industry, is that we are looking by creating this practice into some ways in which we can encourage collaboration between us. Obviously, today we shared a bit of our knowledge because we are all the industry professionals. So I actually had a question for everyone. If you had at some point or maybe recently the occasion to be involved in such a collaborative project regarding real estate, because for example, Mr. Ranić, whom I have been talking to recently, told me that in Croatia, the real estate market is booming, and it often involves, if I recall well our conversation, it often involves foreign nationals coming and buying up property in his country. And I guess this applies to to many of your countries. For example, in the case of Mr. Bechta or Mrs. Sobolewska, as well, Sobolewska, in Warsaw, because it's a booming city. It's very important. It's the capital. So, have you dealt with foreign clients recently? And if so, did they have any specific?
From my perspective, mainly in the last, let's say, 1 year and a half, I deal with the transaction regarding Polish clients. But no, there was one case when the process of buying the property, because as I said earlier, I differentiate the private sector when the individual wants to lease to buy a property, and this is the different project because of the needs of such an individual. And the second area is when we are on the business market and the companies want to buy a company, a real estate. And I have a transaction when where the Polish company buying the real estate for its commercial purposes, and they want to establish some places to some place where the production could be run. The company was Polish, but the shareholders of this company was the one of the shareholder of the company was the company from Denmark. And but the threshold of the shares from this company from Denmark was not so high. And regarding the Polish law and Polish to set Polish requirements to buy the property by the foreigner, there was no need to have a permission from Polish administrative body to buy such property, because in very short, you need such permission when the company which is behind the company which buying the real estate has the main say in that company, has the more than, I make this very shortly, but let's say have more than 50% of the shares. But somehow the Polish administrative body was curious about this transaction and asking about some connection with this Denmark company. And it was additional job for me to have a dialogue with that administrative body and to tell to them that everything is fine with this transaction and there is no need to have any permission to buy this company, because in reality there is no buying by the foreigner, because this company, this shareholder from Denmark doesn't make a difference that we see the company from Poland as a foreigner. And this is small part of transaction, but it shows that you have to be always aware about this multinational level of transaction, because it is always worth to check. From me, it's everything for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bechta. And if Carmen allows me another question, specifically for Mrs. Caput, I will resort to an anecdote, Mrs. Caput, because we always hear about stories in the media about foreigners buying houses at the price of €1 in Italy. And I was wondering if the situation is as described by the media, or is it more, let's say, nuanced and complicated?
there are some little towns that are losing their citizens. Okay, so they decided to sell buildings in the center of the town, the old town, at the price of €1 to involve young people, young families to return and repopulate the town. Okay, so it's true, the new is true, the notice is true, but really real estate market in Italy is another thing. Okay, prices are enough high. Now we have a lot of Russian buyers. One of my clients is a real estate company that has focus on the buildings with the sea views. Okay, and there are a lot of Russian people that are buying this kind of buildings, villas, houses in Sardinia, most of all in Sardinia, as the company is from Sardinia, and the prices are more higher than €1. For private buyers, these Russian people are private buyers. For the commercial buyers, societies, I think that Italy is, for me, is completed, is full of buildings, of commercial buildings that now are empty, okay, are not rented, and are a cost for the owner. So I think that it could be a good moment now for commercial buying, because prices are stopped. Okay, differently than private buying. That's all for the moment. That's all.
Thank you very much. This is Caterina Caput.
You are welcome.
Grazie mille, and returning to Mrs. Caput, our host for today.
Okay, so if you have any other interesting topics that you would like to discuss at today's meeting. For example, which are your clients' need in your country? How is your relation with the client? What is the way to work with the client? For example, the term for responding to their request, if the communication is made by email, by phone, or in physical meetings?
Can I answer?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Here in Italy now we are doing a lot of Zoom meetings. I meet the client that are in the same town, the same city, that are here in Rome. I meet them physically only the first time, and the other times I meet them by Zoom or we have phone calls. For the clients that are not here, we have with them I have Zoom meetings, and sometimes I fly, for example, in Sardinia for particular and important meetings that my client has with their buyers. And I want to say another thing about the contracts. Here in Italy, there are two types of contracts. One for physical persons, families that are buying an apartment for themselves. Okay, we make a first preliminary contract.
Okay.
With a synthesis of the obligations, okay, of both parts, and after some months there is the final contract that the parts sign in front of a notary. Sometimes with the bank, because they ask for a financial help. And for constructions companies, instead, there are a typical contract that is in Italy we say appalto. Wait a moment, that I translate because I don't remember. Wait a moment, but it is a very complicated contract, very complex, and there are the instruction that the construction company gives to their to the society that will help the construction company to construct the building. I don't know if I have wait a moment. Appalto, tender.
Okay.
Okay. So we have first the tender contract, and after that the building is constructed, the lawyers prepare the contract for the buyers. Okay, the lawyers or the notary or both together. So the lawyers collaborate often with the notaries.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Caterina Caput. Maybe will be interesting. We know in Poland how is. Thank you. Mr. Kamil or Mrs. Magdalena?
Maybe Magdalena could say a few words now, if she doesn't mind, or maybe, or yeah. But could you briefly repeat the question? I mean what was the?
Okay. The question was how is your relation with the clients? How is which is the way to communicate with the clients? If the communication is made by phone, by email, or physical meetings, which is the time for response to their requests?
Okay, as my predecessor said, that because of the COVID and all of that stuff, the many meetings went from the real circumstances to the online meetings, like such meetings on the Zoom platform. But from my perspective, from perspective of my clients, as time goes by, they want to have at least 1 or 2 meetings during any process in physical office, because they want to many times they feel better to themselves to discuss some issues in the front of his lawyer or the other party, the second party who negotiate. But the main contacts are doing by the mail, by the telephones, and I share my experience. I am curious if you agree with me that the part of servicing the client, the part of the contact with the client, is even as important as some legal service we share with the client, because even if we do hold the process from the legal perspective in correct way, but we are not good in the communication with the client, updating him with the next stages of the case, and the client doesn't have the actual knowledge about how the transaction is moving forward. So then the client is getting upset, and even if all things are favorable to him, even if his case is finished good, and the transaction is ready to be end. But this lack of knowledge, this lack of communication results with the let's say no how to say it, not feeling that the services are done in a good way. So in my practice, I always keep an eye on the things, whether my client is informed, is updating about any new thing in the case regularly, because, as I said, for me it is very important not only to do the job, the draft the contracts, sending the correspondence and all of the legal services, but the contact with the clients is also very vital, because this is what corresponds with his enjoyment of the case, and this is decide whether he back with another case or not. So that's my perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Yes,
Bechta.
thank you.
And I think you stressed a very important point, which brings me back to the common branding campaign of WOLEP. The fact that this profession, the legal profession, is at the end of the day a profession which strongly relies not only on very good legal skills, but also very good interpersonal skills. You have to have a very good emotional, let's say, intelligence, and to be able to relate to your client, which hopefully will become, let's say, a standard in our network. And I'm sure that that is the case for today's attendees. And we are looking into, at some point, standardizing the practice. And I was telling you at the beginning of our meeting, of our roundtable, about the communication templates that we are looking to implement for our members. So keep that in mind. Thank you. If there is no other insight or opinion that someone wants to share, I think it is only right for our host, Mrs. Cărcătă, to have the final words. After she will conclude, I will address a few more words, and then I think we can call it a day for this evening. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for participating to this meeting. It was very interesting and useful to know you and to find out the information that you presented in this meeting. I hope that during time we will achieve great things together, and I am looking forward to collaborate for new opportunities. I think that the benefits of WOLEP network in this regards are significant, because we can provide the legal support in other countries for our clients, which will without doubt raise our professional value and clients' trust in us. I believe that by this network, we can establish a collaboration with lawyers from other countries who can assist better their clients in expanding their businesses abroad. And I think we can find very good opportunities to collaborate in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much, Carmen.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
To conclude, if you allow me a few more minutes, I would like to say that obviously this has been the icebreaker. So this is the first event of our practice. Bear that in mind. I think I can safely say that we have common ground and we have common interests. And it was a pleasure for us to host you today. So I would like to extend my thanks to each and every one of you for joining us at this first roundtable of the WOLEP real estate practice. I would also like to take this opportunity to express our invitation to you to continue to work within this group at our next event. So many thanks to our host, to Mrs. Cărcătă, for her informative presentation, very engaging. And we will continue the conversation, if you allow us, by creating a WhatsApp group. That is the standard practice for us. So we generally, after the roundtable, create this WhatsApp group through which we can develop the practice and exchange ideas. That is a pretty common way everyone uses WhatsApp these days, so we can share very quickly some insights until the next roundtable. So finally, I would like to remind you to check wolep.com for the WOLEP podcast in the coming days. We also encourage you to enroll in this project of ours, but also to keep an eye on the common branding campaign of WOLEP. So thank you once again for your participation in this event. We look forward to seeing you at our next WOLEP Roundtable and continuing the important work we have begun today. So many thanks to everyone, and also to my colleagues in Neagu and Adelina, who brought us together today. Have a great evening. Bye bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you
Very
all.
much.
Good evening.
Bye.
Good evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good rest day.
Bye.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Thank you, Teo. Much appreciated.